Hi everybody, Roger here. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I just got off watching. I just got done watching. Apparently, North Korea's launched some ballistic missiles. I had to drive back to work right now, so I really don't know much beyond that, but that there's a briefing going on with General Mattis, Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, etc. So may make a video about that a little bit later if anything turns out to be interesting to cover. But right now what I wanted to talk about was something completely different, off subject here. I want to talk about the differences between jobs and careers. And I think a lot of people understand the differences. I don't think there's really a lot of videos out there that really explain the reasons for both. And again, mine are my definitions. They're not probably what's universally understood as the actual definitions of both a job and a career. I have my own way of looking at it, and for me, it helps discern the differences and how each is important in everybody's life. So, jobs and careers. A lot of people, especially people who have a less of an education, will kind of mingle the two together, not knowing that they're actually different. A job, the way that I look at it, is something that is temporary. It's a stepping stone to something else. It's something that can both stimulate the economy as well as stimulate your pocket. It's not ever meant to be looked at as a career. There are a lot of companies out there. I used to work McDonald's a long time ago. I think it was my second job ever. And there are people who will want you to make. Wow! Somebody just sped a red light. I wish I got that on video. But there are some people that are going to want to make you have your career, your job be your career. Okay, so the basic difference between both. The job is something that is temporary. It's something to get you off your feet for a while, and you can go from job to job to job to job, and that's totally fine. It's not something like if you're having a professional resume done, you wouldn't put a job on your resume. At least in my opinion, you wouldn't. I probably wouldn't look at it. I would probably look at it for character reasons and longevity to see if somebody was committed, but other than that, I probably wouldn't. And the other thing here, whoa, there's just some crazy drivers today. Anyways, so a career is something that once you're done with the job or jobs that you've had throughout your life, or maybe even after you're in the middle of a career, you have to take a job, something temporary to get you back into your career or back into a different career. A career is something that helps you throughout life. It's something that you're not passionate about. You probably should never have something you're passionate about as your job. If you do, it's kind of a curse and a blessing. But it's something that you're good at. It's something that you're good at that helps you live your life, helps you to have a family, helps you most of all, I think, two things. Most of all, number one is that it helps you retire if you play your cards right. And number two, it helps you be very balanced in your personal life if you're able to manage your finances right. I've had both. I've had both jobs, and I currently have my second career. My first career, I thought I would never give up. It was in the fitness field, and now I sit on my ass. So I did a complete 180 here. But I think people have to know this difference. There's a lot of people who want these minimum wage hikes, and a lot of these people who want them are usually people that have jobs or people that have good hearts and good intentions, and they want the best for everybody. They unfortunately, they're those people that believe in outcome of equality. Equality meaning that if I won the race, everybody who competed also won and should be rewarded. a job is nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody has jobs here and there. I'm probably going to have a job if I ever get tired of my career, an interim job or jobs that I would have to do to jump into the next phase of my life. At this point, I think I'm pretty content with what I'm doing in my life, but I do constantly think about, the what ifs, or I wish I could do this, or I want my career path to go this way. But I am very goal oriented right now, and I really do want my life to be managed well. For the longest time, my life was sporadic. Jobs that I've had only ever got me by. It never got me to where I needed to be as an adult. And even in my early years, as an adult in my early years, I was not good at spending, and I was not good at saving. I was not good at finances. And again, I think it's I did have a choice to take some classes in high school and in college. When I did in college, it helped a lot. But in high school, I think a lot of people need to have these as core requirements so they understand how to better manage their money and finances as they go out into the real world. Whether they choose to have a job for a long time, for the rest of their life, again, that's not a career, or a career, or both. When our education system teaches youth how to better spend, it's better for people to save, and that's probably why they don't have them required courses. I think they want you to spend as much as possible, and they want you to be a horrible spender. They want you to get into debt because it does build into big pockets. It puts money into big pockets, and it makes you more dependent. That's why a job is tricky to put any sort of defense on. Like, I think basic rights, the basic laws that are out there right now of what your minimum wage should be, and your legal rights if you're harassed, anything that is out there to protect the employee from any sort of abuse or negative situation, I think it's clearly written out there, and I don't think that it really needs to change. I don't believe in a $15 an hour minimum wage. You asked me that about 10 years ago, I probably would have said I do. But I don't. I believe every individual who is ever going to have a job in their life should have that experience to understand that they want more, that there is more to achieve, that they don't have to just accept, oh my God, this is my job and I need to start making a lot of money now. They're not putting forth the effort. It's not a lot of rocket science. I've worked McDonald's. I've worked McDonald's. I've worked Dairy Queen. I've worked labor jobs in construction. I was the guy in the dirt. I've worked all these odd jobs before I actually started having a career. And I look back now and I value the jobs that I had and the experiences that I've had in them because it lets you know that shouldn't be your permanent mainstay. These kind of jobs should not be held by people as they age. Unfortunately, our system right now is so decrepit and horrid that a lot of people who should have careers now, and again, that's also a personal decision when health issues arise, bills come around and people get in debt, nobody is impervious to stuff like that. But with those exceptions out of the way, a lot of people are taking McDonald's as looking at that job as a career and thinking that they can have, thinking that they should be granted this $15 an hour minimum wage. Again, when that happens, quality of service goes away. You're going to lose your best people. People are going to be wanting to move ahead because there's no room for them to move up when everybody across the board is getting $15 an hour. And then the service of your businesses will start to falter because you're now probably going to be getting kiosks and among other things. I mean, there's so many varying reasons as to why something like this is a hard idea. $15 an hour minimum wage. the average wage of a semi-professional, I think the average American wage for people in the professional fields is about $16 to $17 an hour for 2017 or 2016. I don't know. I just recently looked at those figures and I can't remember the precise number. And again, average is, there's so many variables in there, so don't ever take those things as absolutes. Where I'm going with this is people are fighting the wrong fight. What we should be fighting for are not higher wages when it comes to jobs, but actually informing people that a job is there temporarily to be given to the next person who needs that type of experience in their life, a job, so they can move forward to a career. Now, a career doesn't mean you have to go to college, doesn't mean you have to have all these degrees, certifications, or anything, but it does mean that you have some sort of a livelihood, something that you're really good at, that you can give back to the world, be happy and content with, and providing your family and your future. Know those differences. It's very sad when we're fighting the wrong fight and everybody wants equality for everyone regardless of outcome. You have to be digging in the dirt to see the value of that. And then even when you're at the top, I'm not nowhere near the top, but I've played manager. I believe I'm very proficient at my job. Others feel I am as well. You earn these kind of things. You don't just get them handed to you. Just because you're born doesn't mean that everybody has to give you oxygen. Doesn't mean that you deserve to live. You know what's more powerful than somebody's individual will? Nature. Nature will eradicate those who can't fend for themselves, prosper, or build themselves up. When you start to understand stuff like that, that's when reality comes into play. Right now we're living in a fantasy land by trying to give everybody who doesn't deserve everything handed to them, we're trying to give them everything in the world and being gods for them. Thinking that $15 an hour is going to solve their problems. You know what that's going to do? It's going to give them 4 more Big Macs so they can get sick faster. It's going to buy them 20 more 2 liters that they already get the 10 from every week. They go to Walmart or something that's their water. And we as taxpayers, where is this funding going to come from? More and more people are going to be out of work because these jobs, not careers, these jobs are going to now start landing $15 an hour, and there's going to be more people asking for social assistance. Well, guess where that money's going to come from? The taxpayer, the people making $15 an hour. And then when you start to get taxed more, what are states going to do? What is the federal government going to do? It always comes down to a balancing act, and has nothing to do with money. All this has anything to do with, the only thing that this has to deal with, that people need to solve and really understand something about themselves, is this: don't fight for $15 an hour. Fight for your will to be somebody in this world. Not many people tell you that. And you don't have to be a famous person. You don't have to be anything like that. You just have to be somebody with integrity, somebody who understands how to save, somebody who is looking out for their future, somebody who loves their family, their friends, their neighbors. Those are the kind of things that you want to go ahead and strive for, not $15 an hour. Don't look at something like that. That's so unimportant at this point. I bet you anything, even if somebody was to make $15 an hour compared to somebody who's going to be making 8 or 9 or 7 even, there's going to be some determined person, or people I should say, mixed in to the $7 an hour crowd, who understands how to save money, who understands sacrifice, who understands work ethic, who understands that this job is temporary and I'm going to save for the next level, for my next step in life. There's going to be people like that. I wasn't one of them growing up. I was one of those ones who, I got the check, I spent it. I'm a little different now. you know, life comes at you fast, but you don't. Sorry, you don't ask for more money so you can do more damage to yourself. You don't ask for more money so you can still have the same job and just think that there's no reason for you to get up from bed and go to work unless you have that $15 an hour. I'll tell you, the people I admire most are people that are moving up, digging in the dirt, you know, getting up every day, working that 40+ hour job a week at McDonald's, or and I don't go to fast food, but you know, when you see the hell that they have to go through and the things that they have to experience daily, minute by minute, you know, with people coming in all crazy, and then they go home. They probably don't even like fast food half the time, but sometimes they have to give in, and then the obesity crisis happens, the diabetes, the majority of sick people work in fast food restaurants. I mean, again, I'm going off topic here, but I do admire people who put forth the effort like that. I will give them absolutely more respect than a lot of other people who are, you know, much better off in cases. I love people that understand the differences between a job and a career. Anyways, I probably didn't make it all clear in this video. I'm hoping I did at least a decent job. I'll probably tackle this a little later in my life in another video and try to explain a little bit more. Until then, I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.